guys, welcome back to our channel. Today's video is actually going to be a little bit different if you haven't noticed from the title up above yet. But before I do start, I just wanted to jump on here really quickly and say that I've wanted to do this video for quite some time now, but I've always hesitated because it is something that's really personal and just full of raw emotions for us, as well as obviously it is about our first son, Jaden. So I wanted to make sure that it was okay with him first before we even decided to do this video, but I have his permission and he's actually really excited to watch this video. But I do encourage you guys to leave us some questions, comments, anything down below. That way we have some feedback on what you guys thought about this video, or if we missed anything that you guys want to know, go ahead and leave those comments down in the box below. So today's video is obviously going to be about our story and journey being 15 and pregnant. Well, I was 15 and pregnant because of him. We're not going to get super into detail because then the video is going to be like 2 hours long. So we're kind of going to jump ahead a little bit. But I guess starting off, obviously the title explains it all. We did have a baby at 15. If we're being like super specific, I actually fell pregnant with Jaden at 14, which is just crazy to say out loud.
Yeah, 14. We were in 8th grade.
Yeah, it was 8th grade year, the end of our 8th grade year. My birthday's in July, and then Jaden was born in November, so I turned 15
after my birthday.
Yeah, a week after his birthday, but I turned 15 a few months before having him, so it's a little bit better than 14. Like we said, it was the middle to end of our 8th grade year that I actually fell pregnant, which if you know anything about middle school, obviously you know there's the rumors, there's the gossip, everybody wanting to know what's going on. I don't even know how people found out, but I just remember, yeah, I don't think we ever really paid attention to like how everybody found out, but I just remember people were coming up to me asking me, is it true? Are you pregnant? This and that. And I just denied everything.
They did come and ask me. I'm pretty sure I denied it too, except for like certain people, like close friends. Rather than that, I mean, everybody else I probably denied, saying that no, she wasn't pregnant. I mean, we were 15, you know. Everybody was going to be like, oh, you're 15, oh, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and that was part of the reason why I denied everything myself, just because, I mean, at the end of the day, it was nobody else's business. Nobody else was going to raise our baby, so they didn't really need to know. And at the time, I mean, we were dealing with all of the crap from our parents, dealing with all of the family finding out, on top of all of the emotions that we felt personally. So I mean, obviously we didn't need the stress and all of that stuff from everybody else in school. Then, after denying all of the rumors and stuff, I actually had to start my freshman year like 8 to 9 months pregnant, which is ridiculous.
You really went for like a week or two, didn't you?
Yeah, I only went for a little bit. So I went for about like maybe a full month or month and a half. Starting high school is already nerve-wracking enough, let alone starting high school with a stomach the size of a watermelon. So it was absolutely crazy. I just remember walking through the hallway and there were so many people staring at me, whispering. Some people would make like stupid comments. It was really tough to start school that way, but me and Eduardo always said that no matter what was going on, we didn't want to give up on our education just because we both knew how important it was. So, you know, I toughed it out for a little bit. He got it easy though.
No, I didn't. How did I get it easy?
Yes, he did, because you didn't have the proof underneath your shirt walking through the hallway. So if nobody knew that me and you were together, they would have never known. Well,
everybody knew that we were together.
But everybody that didn't know that we were together probably just looked at him like, oh, you know, he's a normal freshman. And then everybody looked at me like, that bitch is pregnant.
Like, hella pregnant.
No, in all reality, we didn't give up on school. We continued to go. I obviously had to take some time off after I had Jaden. I think I was off for like 3 months. Then whenever Jaden was born, he was born November 18th of 2011 at 5:22 p.m., weighing 7 pounds, 4.8 ounces, and 19 inches long of pure perfection. He always gets amazed how I remember every detail, but it's my first baby. He was born November 18th, and like I said, I took about 3 months off of school, but in that time frame, like, he was turning in a few things of schoolwork for me every now and then.
Yeah, because she was technically like homeschooled, because
Yeah.
she had like a teacher come in once in a while, like I think once or twice a week to
I
the
think it
house.
was called like being on homebound.
Yeah, and someone came and, you know, she took a couple classes. I had to take them to the teachers and stuff.
Yeah, so I was still doing some of my schoolwork from home. He was still going to school, but obviously, I mean, for him it was different. He was going to school, but at the same time, he was going to work after school because obviously he had a child to raise.
Went to school, came home for like 1 or 2 hours, had to go to work, and I did that until I graduated.
Jaden was born, and then I started going back to school when he was 3 months old because he was put in daycare. And we actually have a daycare that was
part of the school.
It wasn't like part of the school.
It was connected to the school.
It was like on the same premises as the school. So don't think that like so many people were pregnant that they needed a daycare.
Oh no, yeah, they did.
Well,
no.
After. It was literally like right after I had Jaden, everybody was like
everybody
pregnant
was
left
popping
and right.
kids left and right. Like,
yeah,
barely.
and
it
I was
crazy.
like,
they were like, "Oh, they can do it. Let's do it."
Yeah, everybody looked at me funny, but look what happened. So there was the daycare that was literally on the same premises as the school. So once Jaden turned 3 months old, we started taking him there. Like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. Obviously, you know, we were still like 15 years old. His mom used to wake up with us in the morning, and we'd all get in the car and she would drive us to school so that we could check Jaden in at daycare and then go to class. And then after school, we would go pick him up from the daycare and she would come and pick us up to bring us home. If it wasn't for his mom, trying to finish high school would have been extremely difficult because we couldn't have done it without her. She ended up driving us back and forth from school all the time for like the first 3 years until we got a car of our own. Then we started driving ourselves and checking Jaden in to daycare and stuff. It literally, like, graduating high school, we couldn't do any of that without the support from his family, especially because because like I said, his mom was driving us everywhere we need to go. So yeah, without her support, we wouldn't have been able to graduate. We ended up graduating.
Yeah.
In 2015, which is also funny because we got married that year as well.
Oh yeah.
But we kept that a secret. We didn't tell anybody.
A month before graduating?
Yeah, we got married in May of 2015 and then we graduated in June.
Yeah.
So that when we graduated, we were actually married
Diplomas.
with our child, and we graduated. And if I can find a decent quality picture of us at graduation, I'll go ahead and insert it somewhere in here for you guys to see. But it was awesome. We literally got to walk across the stage with Jaden in the audience watching us. He was around 4 or 5 years old.
Putting it out there, guys. I barely graduated like that much. My mom always tells me that she helped me graduate, but it was on me.
The SOLs were him, but
that was what I needed to graduate.
Plus the work leading up to it. I used to do help him with his homework. I can't do anything about it now if they see this, but I literally wrote my senior research paper and I wrote his.
No, she didn't. I put effort in it too. Maybe.
I got his opinion on it. Like, asked him what the topic of it wanted to be, and then everything else up to there, all the research, all the cards and work that we had to show for it was all me, on top of doing my own research paper.
But you know what? We graduated. We're good now. Jaden's perfectly fine. Jaden's happy. Now he has a little brother. Just because you are like 15 and pregnant, doesn't mean that the whole world is gonna collapse on you. Yeah, you might have your like downs, but just work through them. Seriously, guys, everything's gonna be fine. Make sure you have really good friends to support you. The most important thing is family. Family is the most important thing that you could have during that time. But rather than that, yeah, I thank my parents for everything that they did for me and for, you know, for us technically. If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have graduated. I probably would have dropped out.
Neither one of us would have.
Yeah, probably none of us would have. But because of them, because of my parents, especially my mom, she was always pushing me, look, you need to graduate, you need to graduate. So, you know, I mainly did it for my parents and Jaden also, to graduate, to make them happy, make them proud. Like I said, you're gonna have your downs. You're gonna have your big downs. You're gonna have your times where you're just like, what do I do? What can I do? How do I get through this? Just, you know, like I said, find friends, find good people that will help you. Sometimes when I was going to school, going to work, I used to get off of work late. I had to call my friends, family members, be like, hey, look, come pick me up. At that time, I didn't have a car yet. I was what?
Or a license.
Or a license. I was 16 years old. Yeah, but I've always had my cousin, friend, we're still friends now, Cody, he used to go pick me up all the time, really.
Yeah.
Cody, I used to always hit him up, be like, bro, come pick me up. He used to always come pick me up. Sometimes, and if he couldn't pick me up, he was like, look, he's like, I got one of my friends, I can go ahead and hit him up, just give him gas money, they'll take you home. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Sandra. Mostly Sandra, she's always been there for me and for us. Much love to you guys. Hope you guys watch the video. But yeah, 15 and pregnant is really it's scary. I can tell you that.
But yeah, initially finding out, he's actually reading a text message right now. That's why he looks zoned out, but I'm just gonna continue. Initially finding out that we were pregnant was crazy, like we mentioned before. I know I was scared, but literally when I took the test and saw that I was pregnant, it was just like a swarm of emotion, thinking about like, oh my god, like I'm bringing another life into this world. Like
when we're still kids.
Yeah, we're literally gonna be kids raising a kid. And so I was scared, I was overwhelmed, you know, worrying about our future, the baby's future, you know. From that moment, I think that's when I decided, you know, this baby deserves the best future that we can give him. Can't give up on school. We have to stay strong together, you know, because we were still kids. We didn't know that we were actually going to end up staying together and getting married.
Literally, she's been living with us since...
Yeah,
what?
Actually, no, I have been
months?
living. I started living with them when I was 5 months pregnant. Yeah. So I've literally been here by his side for forever. Literally, he drives me crazy. How did you feel when you found out for sure that I was pregnant?
Fuck. That's what I thought. I mean, really, I was just like, damn. I was like, okay, well, she's pregnant. First thing that came to my head, I was like, damn, I got to start working. And then after that, it was just a whole bunch of mix of emotions, thinking about, oh, like, what am I going to tell my parents? Like, I don't want to tell my parents.
I didn't want to get into, like, telling you guys how his parents felt or how they reacted. Just because, you know, we can't speak for how they felt in that moment. Obviously, you know, we were 15 years old, so they had a right to be pissed. They had a right to be worried, scared for us. So you can imagine that's probably how they all reacted and felt at the time. And we did not actually tell his parents. Whoever's watching this probably knows that they let the cat out of the bag, but we're not going to put it out there.
I was scared. Just, you know, to be honest, I was just like, fuck, I'm just 15 years old. Now I'm having a kid. Gotta start working. Really, that was the number one thing on my head. I gotta work. Like I said, ever since I found out she was pregnant, I started working with my dad at the restaurant that he used to work at. If anybody is watching this video and you're 15 and pregnant, just
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Just, you know, work through it. Like I said, family is the most important thing to have.
Yeah.
Throughout your whole pregnancy. Talking to somebody really helps.
Yeah, because it's a lot.
It's a lot to deal with.
It's a lot of emotions, being scared, worrying. Yeah. So having, whether it's a family member or friends to talk to about it, or even just, you know, the person you're with to talk to about it, helps so much. You need your family, friends, people you can rely on to be there for you, because it is a difficult time.
It is.
And even, I mean, for me, I think no matter what age you have a baby at, it's always kind of scary. You know, they always say, you know, you're never ready for a baby, and it's true.
Jaden, you're going to be watching this. My friends sometimes, like, ask me, how do you feel about having your kid at 15? I'm just like, look, he's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Love you, buddy. I know you're going to be watching this video. He's great. He's amazing. He's such a great kid. Really smart.
He's the best part of our lives.
Yeah,
from that point on. But I think the coolest thing to come out of it all was the fact that we had Jaden. And like we said, he's the most amazing little boy ever. He's like our best friend. And on top of that, we got to grow up together. So we're basically raising Jaden and growing into who we are today at the same time. So I also want to apologize for the lighting. This is like the only decent spot we have.
This is perfect lighting.
Well, right now, but it's like been so crazy out of the whole video. Eduardo went to grab Jackson really quick. That's why he's not here. But yeah, let us know any feedback you guys have on our videos like this. Also, let me know down in the comments below if you guys are interested in seeing a video on how we met and kind of the beginning of our relationship. Go ahead and leave us any comments down below. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video.
I'm back.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps up our video for today. We hope that we covered pretty much everything without boring you guys to death. We'll see you guys in our next video.